Hi, my name is Beth and I'm the sewing pattern designer and blogger at Sew DIY. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to sew the elastic waistband on my Lela skirt pattern. This is a really great beginner pattern. It comes in 3 different views with 3 pocket styles, 3 different hems, and you can mix and match them for a total of like 18 different design options. So it's a really fun pattern. It's easy to sew, and today I'm going to take you through maybe the step that would be hardest if you haven't sewn an elastic waistband before. So one of the features of this elastic waistband is buttonholes at the center front so that you can insert a drawstring. You could also do eyelets if you wish and you're comfortable with that. This waistband is also a little bit generous. I recommend a 1 1/4 inch wide elastic. And there is plenty of room in this casing, so you're not going to get any of that kind of bowing that can happen when you have a really tight casing. And sometimes I found if the casing is super tight and my seam allowance is even just a little bit off, then my elastic will end up like going like this, and it's like, oh no, it's bending over. So this is a very generous waistband, so very beginner friendly, but we do have a little bit of top stitching on it to make it look a little extra special. And the top stitching is just done through 2 layers of fabric and not through the elastic, so it's really pretty easy to do, and I can't wait to show you how to do it. Let's start sewing. So let's start off by preparing the front of the waistband. Here I have my pattern piece, and I used an X-Acto blade or box cutter to cut out the area for the buttonhole. Then I marked that area on the back, and I put a piece of interfacing right here, and this will help stabilize the buttons. Next, I want to put some markings on the front so I'll know where to position the buttonholes when I sew them. So I'm just going to put this on top and then use a pen, and you could also use a piece of chalk. And I'm just going to make a little marking right here. And then do the same for the other buttonhole. And so we have the interfacing on this side, and then we'll stitch buttonholes right here. And I just want to show you quickly, this is my buttonhole foot, and I have a button in here, and I did some test buttonholes to figure out what button would give me a buttonhole that was this size. So I recommend doing that, and then also doing some tests of the buttonhole on a piece of scrap fabric just to make sure that it's going to behave nicely. All right, let's go to the sewing machine. So now we have the buttonhole foot attached to the machine, and our little buttonhole lever is pulled down. I have the buttonhole stitch selected, and I'm going to put a little bit of tissue paper underneath my fabric. And this will help stabilize the buttonholes as it's stitching. So I'm just going to slide my fabric under here and lower my presser foot. And then I just want to get it into place. Make sure everything is kind of lined up. And actually I'm going to move my fabric a little bit forward because I want it to stitch just right inside that marked line. Okay, that's probably good enough. Now let's just do our buttonhole. Hey, I love how automatic that is. Okay, I'm just going to slide this over and we will stitch our second buttonhole. Just get it centered there. All right. Okay, that's done. We can just gently tear away this tissue paper. So our buttonholes are done. And if you have a chisel style buttonhole opener, then you could go ahead and use that now to open your buttonholes. I usually just clip it open with little scissors. I fold it in half and then gently clip. And I usually wait to do that until the very end because sometimes I decide that I don't want to have a drawstring, but I like to always have my buttonholes just in case at some point I find the perfect drawstring and want to put it in. So I always do the buttonholes, I don't always do the drawstring. Next, we're going to take our back waistband piece and stitch these short ends. So let's pin that together and we can go ahead and stitch that right now and then go back over to the pressing table. So let's pop this off. Okay, we got our regular presser foot back on there, and we're going to stitch the side seam of the waistband at 1/2 inch. Oh, I forgot to back stitch. Oh well. Ah. Okay, so that's right sides together. Let's repeat for this other end. Okay, now I'm going to press this. So here I have my waistband and I pressed open the side seams and then I folded it in half with wrong sides together and pressed again. So now I'm going to do a little bit of top stitching. And I put on my 1/4 inch foot and it has this like special little hole in it for 1/8 inch. You'll have to figure out where 1/8 of an inch is for your machine and your feet. And then I'm going to set my stitch length to 3.0. And we're just going to top stitch 1/8 of an inch away. Let's see, I like to start kind of near a seam. So 1/8 of an inch away from the folded edge. And this is just a nice design detail. So what is going on? Okay. All right, it's fine. The thread caught. Okay. So I finished stitching the top stitching at the top of the waistband and I've pinned it to our skirt. So the important thing is you want to match up your side seams. So the side seam of the waistband to the side seam of the skirt. And then you want to match up the center points and make sure that you have the buttonholes next to the front and the right side of your skirt. Okay, so that's all pinned, and then I'm going to stitch that with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. So I almost forgot, you don't want to stitch all the way to the end. I can't believe I almost forgot that part. So you want to have maybe 2 inches or even a little more left open, and I usually leave this at the back of the skirt and just back stitch and leave this gap, and this hole is where we're going to put our elastic through. So now I want to decide how long to make my elastic. This is 1 1/4 inch wide elastic, and I just have a whole bunch of it here because I like to buy in bulk. And I just put it around my waist and think about where I want my skirt to sit. It could sit at your natural waist or a little bit lower. And then I just decide where I think it feels more comfortable. For some people, you might like it really tight. And if you're more like me, you might like it kind of loose. The only thing to watch out for is to make sure that your elastic is going to go back down over your hips so that you can get your skirt on and off, but that really shouldn't be a problem. So I like to just put it around, find what feels good. You can sit down, stand up, test it out, and then overlap it at least 1/2 inch and mark it with a pin or with a marker. And then I have one that I've already cut right here. So this is my elastic, and I'm going to put a safety pin on the end. So let's get closer and watch this. I have about 1/2 inch there. And then I have my skirt, and I'm going to put the elastic into the casing. So I just need to find the opening. Here it is. And you just slide it in here. And then it just takes a few minutes to thread the elastic through. So you just use the pin as something to hold onto, and then scrunch up the fabric over the pin, and then pull the fabric down over the elastic. And you just repeat this. So we have this end of the elastic, and now we want to overlap these ends, and I'm going to use my safety pin to temporarily hold them together, because what I like to do now is actually try the skirt on and see if I like the fit. So those are safety pinned, and you just want to zhuzh out your elastic. It looks like I might have gotten mine twisted, so I'm going to need to fix that. But I'll try this on and come right back. So you want to try your skirt on and make sure that the elastic is not twisted at all, and then decide if you like the fit. So I think I might actually make mine a little tighter so I can just overlap the ends of my elastic a little bit more, and then I'm going to sew those ends together with the sewing machine. So let's get back to the machine. So when you're happy with the fit of your elastic, you want to just take off this safety pin, and I like to replace it with a regular straight pin. And I have my machine set up for a zigzag stitch, and I just use the default settings, and I'm going to stitch a square and then go and make an X. So I just pivot at these corners, and you don't have to be very exact or worry about what these stitches look like, because you're never going to see them again. All you want to do is make sure that your elastic, oh kitty, all you want to do is make sure that your elastic is going to be secure. And whenever I overlap like this and do these stitches, I've never had any problems. So let's go this way. So I do a box and then do an X over the box. Okay. All right, so we have a nice little X there, and we can pull that into our casing. And now we'll switch to a straight stitch and stitch this gap that we have right here. If you need it, you can put pins right here. and a little back stitch. You just want to make sure that you overlap where you started and ended before. So now we need to finish this raw edge. And you can do that with a zigzag or a serger or an overlock stitch on your sewing machine. I'm going to go use my serger and then come back here. So I finished this waistband seam, and now I'm going to do a little bit of top stitching. So I'm going to top stitch right at the bottom of the waistband, and I'm going to top stitch through the 2 layers of the waistband fabric, but not on top of the elastic. So just about 1/8 inch above this seam. And we have this seam pressed towards the skirt. So we're just stitching through 2 layers of fabric, and it's not too hard to do. You just have to kind of shift everything so that you don't have any wrinkles. And it is really nice because it makes this casing a little bit smaller, but it's not going to be too small. So I'm using a straight stitch, and it is at a length of 3.0. Okay, that's all done. And now you can even out the elastic in the casing. And if you like, you can also do a little stitch in the ditch over the waistband seam to make sure that the elastic doesn't twist. And that's it. Nice little elastic waistband seam. I hope that you enjoyed that video. If you don't have the Lela skirt pattern yet, I will link it down below. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, you can also hit the subscribe button and the little bell to be notified when I release new videos. Happy sewing!